we're going to teach you about sampling. When a population is just way too large, you use a sample.
But what is a sample?
A sample is a group of individuals selected from a population.
Are you guys talking about sampling?
Emily Bodell, go away! You don't even go to this school.
Fine, I will leave. So how do you make a sample?
Well, first you have to make sure that it's randomly selected and that it's large enough.
And it has to be representative.
Emily Bodell, what did we just say?
I just love sampling.
I guess you can help us.
Yes! Now I get to help teach you guys how to do different types of samples.
First, we're going to show you a simple random sample.
We're going to use a simple random sample to determine what the favorite car color is for seniors.
We're going to use a random number generator on the calculator to generate 10 random parking spots out of 120 here in the senior parking lot. Liz, go ahead. Now we have 10 random numbers and we're going to go find those parking spots.
The first randomly selected spot was number 14. The car in that spot is maroon.
The second randomly selected spot in the senior parking lot was spot number 111. And this car is white.
The next randomly selected spot is number 47. This car is silver.
Got it. Going to the fourth number.
The fourth number is number 95. This car is gray.
Got it.
The next spot that was selected was 96. This car is silver.
Got it.
The next randomly selected number was 107. This car is black. The next randomly selected number was 111. This car is silver.
Guys. This is my car.
Go
This
away.
car. This is my car.
Okay, go away.
You randomly selected it in a sample.
Go away, you go down. Just go away.
Okay, you don't want my help. It's fine. But I mean, the next randomly selected number, 77, and it's white. So, I don't know what you want me to do.
Thank you, Emily Bodell.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. The next randomly selected number is 87. This car is red. The final randomly selected number is 37. And this car is blue.
Showing you how to do a simple random sample. Us generating 10 randomly selected parking spots was the easiest way that you could sample. Next, we're going to teach you about systematic sampling. A systematic sample is when you sample each individual systematically. So, for example, each third person or fifth person that comes through.
We're going to take a systematic sample of kids coming out of the cafeteria and ask them if they brought or bought lunch to school today.
Here we go.
Did you buy or bring your lunch to school today?
I bought my lunch.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. What's up? How you doing?
Okay.
Hey, see you
Did
later.
you buy or bring your lunch to school today?
I brought my lunch.
Thank you.
Into the cafeteria?
Yes.
Did you buy or bring your lunch to school today?
I bought lunch and I brought lunch.
Emily Bodell, go away. You're ruining our data. Did you buy or bring your lunch to school today?
I bought lunch.
The next type of sampling we're going to show you is cluster sampling. In a cluster sample, you select small groups that are representative of the entire population and interview every member of that group.
We're going to cluster by senior classroom, which are representative of all the seniors in this school, and we're going to ask the ages of each senior. Raise your hand if you're 18. Okay, and now raise your hand if you're 17 or younger. Thank you. Next, we're going to show you a stratified sample. A stratified sample is when you separate your sample into groups based on one characteristic, such as grade level.
We separated the entire Charahoe population by grade level and randomly selected 15 students from each grade. We're going to show you how to randomly sample the 15 freshmen that we chose. Raise your hand if you took the bus to school. Raise your hand if you drove to school. Raise your hand if you got driven to school. And raise your hand if you walked.
The last type of sampling that we're going to show you is a multi-stage sample. This type of sample incorporates two different types of sampling techniques all in one.
What we're going to do is we're going to combine stratified and cluster sampling.
We're going to survey our local school district to find out if people are going to vote yes or no on the upcoming school budget.
We're going to stratify by town because each town tends to vote differently on the budget, and then we're going to cluster by neighborhood because each neighborhood is representative of the entire town.
Now that we taught you all the different types of sampling techniques, we need to show you what can go wrong with the sample and how it's taken.
Guess what that's called?
What?
Bias. Did you wash your hands?
Smell them.
Who do you think I am? Clean?
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
Did you wash your hands?
Duh.
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah, totally.
Liz, you can't do that. It's response bias.
Response bias is when the way you ask someone a question changes their answer.
Oh, obviously they're not going to say they didn't wash their hands because that's going to embarrass them.
And then we're going to have all messed up data and our sample is invalid.
How many of you guys like Mr. Lerner?
Caitlin, you can't do that. It's response bias.
But Emily, why was it response bias? Why can't we do that?
Well, Mr. Lerner was in the room while you were asking kids if they actually liked him. So that's going to change their answer, and that causes response bias.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. We can call into the survey and say that we support gay marriage.
That seems like an easy way to collect a sample.
What are you guys doing? This is a voluntary response sample, which leads to non-response bias.
Emily Bodell, why is it a voluntary response survey?
Well, it's a voluntary response survey because people have to pick up the phone and call into the show to show their opinion about gay marriage. So obviously people who don't feel really strongly one way or the other aren't going to call in.
Okay, but how come that leads to non-response bias?
It leads to non-response bias because you're not getting a representative sample of everybody in the audience. So you have the people who feel really strongly that gays should not be married, and then you have people who feel really strongly in support of gay marriage. And those are the only two opinions that you're going to get.
Okay, so it's not representative.
Yeah, it's not representative.
We're going to survey families to find out how many cars that they own.
In order to do so, we're going to randomly select 20 numbers from the phone book and call all those numbers.
Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing now? This is under coverage.
But I'm looking out. I thought picking random numbers from the phone book was a simple random sample.
Well, it is a simple random sample, but it leads to undercoverage because not everybody has a landline. So you're not going to get a representative sample.
Oh.
You guys just need to get it together with the bias here.
Thank you, Emily Bodell, for helping us teach the students about sampling techniques.
Anytime. I just love sampling so much.
I hope you guys learned a lot about the different types of sampling.
And bias.
Yes, bias, because it's really important that you guys try to avoid bias as much as possible. Happy sampling!
Yay.
Okay, so make a sample.
You have to make sure that it's representative and sample and try to find out what
Go.
First, we're going to show you a simple random sample.
Oh, sorry.
The secondly randomly select.
The next type of sampling we're going to show you is cluster sampling. In a cluster sample, you select. The next type of sampling we're going to show you is cluster sampling. In a cluster sample, you select small groups that are represented.
Now that we showed you all the different ways that you can sample, we have to let you know about what can possibly go wrong when you sample.
Guess what that's called?
What?
Bias. Bias.
Okay, wait.
Start over. Yeah.
I just did.
Start over again.
What was I saying? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Emily Bodell, I thought having a simple random, I thought picking random numbers from the phone book and stuff.
Sure is a video.
It's a video.
Video, so
Yes.
special.
You're gonna start that one.
It's going. You can just go.
We'll just cut
Give
it.
a response, guys. You think I'm
You
kidding?
can go. Whenever you're ready.
Still talking. Okay.
All right.
How many of you guys like Mr. Lerner?
That's what I'm looking at. Remember, grades have not gone in, Jordan.
Mr. Lerner, you can't be talking when I'm talking.
Oh my god. Okay. Wait.
Whenever you're ready.
Emily Bodell. No, I always do this with my hands. I gotta stop. Do it again. You can just keep. Thanks so much, Emily Bodell, for helping us with our sample.
Wait, hang on, stop.
Oh, you said filming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe so.